I've got a box. So the good people over at AliExpress wanted me to make a video of basically any product that I wanted to make a video of within a budget. So I picked this Sovol SH01, and I've tried to kind of treat this as a thing that I don't really care about, because it's a relatively cheap product, but it's supposed to do just one thing, and it should be quite simple. So, what did I do? Well, I got it out of its packaging. I threw away the instruction manual, powered it up, and started pushing buttons. And to my surprise, it's quite simple to set up. There's only 3 buttons. One of them is the power button, so you have 2 buttons. And yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a countdown. You can set the hours. You can set the temperature. Yeah, and did it work? Well, yes, it did work. I printed 3 different things out of 2 different materials on 2 different printers. So these gray ones, these are AAA battery holders, or double A battery holders. I'll leave a link to them on printables in the description. And there is a difference, but slightly. And I think that is because this PETG, this is a Form Futura PETG, it's been sitting on my shelf for close to a year and a half maybe. I think it's more than a year and a half, because I don't really print PETG that much. So it tends to just get useless after a while. And so, did it improve print quality? Well, yes, it did improve print quality. It did remove some stringing, and there's less of those little bubbles that you get from the vapors exploding in the hot end. So yeah, it did improve print quality. Simple as that. I could probably improve the print quality even more with retraction settings and all that stuff, but as a baseline, this works fantastically. Now, the second set of battery holders, it's the exact same file. It's not the same G code because it's on a different slicer, it's on a different printer, but it's also TPU. So, did it improve print quality? Slightly. This TPU is probably not the worst that I have. I'm going to do a longer drying cycle on another roll that's been open for more than 10 years and check that at a different point. I just don't have time to let it dry for a week. And yeah, the stringing on this as well could probably be removed more with just tuning. This is a default Voron switchwire profile. Just hit print, let it go, and yeah, it prints fine. The baseline, the one with no drying at all, it has a lot more stringing than the other 2, and it just gets better the longer it's in here. So how did I test this? Well, it's quite simple. I printed these 2 without drying. So I just took the filament from my rack, put it in the printer, printed. That's it. Then I turned this on. I put the filament in, waited 24 hours, and I printed these 2. I had a clog. Doesn't really make a difference to me. Still gets a baseline for the print. And has nothing to do with this guy. And it's the same G code, same filaments, only changes that it's been in this one for 24 hours. And then I did it again after 48 hours, same G code, same filament, and the print quality does improve. Now, should you get one of these? Maybe. So here's the thing about drying filament. You could do it on your printer. It's quite easy. Probably gonna make a short on how to do that, so watch out for that one. Subscribe if you are not, and you'll get it quickly. And it depends on where you are. So I'm in Northern Europe, Scandinavia, and it's the moisture just naturally here is about 50%. If you're in something tropical, it's even worse. But you could also be in a spot where it's way better. And that highly affects the reason for getting one of these. You might be in a super humid climate, then this would actually be enough. You would have to get something better, like a food dehydrator. Those are infinitely better than this guy. But does this work? Yeah, it does. And will I continue using it? Yeah, it's just okay. I mean, I don't have the wettest filament. I don't have the driest filament. But I do have some filaments that are sensitive to moisture, so I could probably just leave it in here for a couple of days and then come back and get decent prints. So let's have a closer look at this thing. So this thing fits 2 spools quite easily, and it's, let's see, it's roughly, you can get two spools at 70 millimeters, and if they're not completely full, you could probably put a wider one in and just a really small one. It has 2 outputs, so either in the front or the top, which is handy. This is some latches that keeps it together, and also there is a little gasket in here, so it does seal. And all of these outputs comes with little rubber bungs right here, so that it's actually sealed. At the bottom, there's nothing exciting, just the model numbers, the specs. It's 12 volts, if you're interested in that. 48 watts, so not the most power-hungry thing. On the back, there is the power plug. It's just a normal 5mm barrel jack. And yeah, so on the inside, at the back, right there, there's a little circulation fan. It's a 40-40-10 circulation fan, and that helps circulate the air, which means it should be more effective. I have tested this on one of my older models that didn't come with a fan, and I had way better and faster results by just adding a fan into it. So that's something to keep in mind. So the heating itself is from 2 heating elements in the bottom under this plastic piece. This plastic piece is nice because you can easily just put in like desiccant and use this to dry desiccant, and I think it should be quite good at that. So yeah, let's fire it up. It comes with a power supply, 12 volts, 48 watts, or 4 amps. Now, I would have loved to see a 24 volt model of this, just because everything else in here is 24 volts. I could have just hooked this up to the power supply that is in my printer rack, because I have LEDs and some fans, and my Picturtech screen, they are run out of a single 24 volt power supply. I could probably just get a step down So let's have a look. So power, and once you power it up, it just displays the temperature and the humidity. So right now it's 23 Celsius and it's 37% humidity. In this room, I know because I have a meter on my rack, it's 52. So this is already better by after being on for a couple of days and now being off for a couple of hours. It's still at 36% inside of this, so it's quite good. Now, this button doesn't do anything until you hit this one first. So this one is to set the temperature, and it's only 3 different temperatures. I would wish this goes higher than 50, but it doesn't. It's 40, 45, and 50. And then press the M button again, you'll get the number of hours you want this to run. So you can set it to 48, and to be honest, there's too many increments here. There should be like 6, 12, 24, and 48. That should be enough for most people. And I would love to have an option to just keep it on. That way you don't have to come back and restarting it every 48 hours. If this could just run continuously, I would be happy. And that's it. Once you hit the menu button again, the little fan in the back starts running and it just stays like this. Now on the screen, it's going to change between the temperature and humidity and the timer. So there's the timer. It's doing a countdown so you can see how much time is elapsed, or how much time there's left. It's pretty much, that's it. It's a fairly simple little thing, and I like it. But it's not perfect. So let me show you what's not perfect. So after running this for about a day, I started to notice that it's where it was sitting on the rack, it was getting hot. And so I measured, because this was on 50 degrees Celsius, and I felt like the table that it was on, or the rack, it was more than 50. Just from being with printers for a while, you kind of get the sense that something is warmer than 50. So I took my little trusty temperature, wireless temperature gauge out, and I measured right here, because this was significantly hotter than I would expect. And I measured it at 70 Celsius, right here where the heaters are. So that's telling me that they should have added some sort of insulation on the bottom underneath those panels. And 70 is probably not recommended. I don't mind. I will probably open this up and add some insulation at the bottom. And also on my rack, this is on metal, so it's fine for my case. I don't think it's a fire hazard at all. We can do 60, 70, 100 degrees Celsius on our printers all day long, no issues. It's not a fire hazard, but it's warmer than I would like. Like if I would put it down on this mat, this is a felt mat, it would leave a mark. And if you have like a cloth on your table, or if it's on a nicely stained wooden thing, it would probably leave a mark. So keep that in mind. If you get one of these, probably get something to put it on or raise it up. I mean, the easiest one, just get a broken PEI sheet if you have one of those. Put it under here and you're good. And also, just an annoyance of mine, I hate this. You can't unplug the AC wire from the adapter. It's quite a cheap adapter, but I would like to be able to unplug this. It's just an annoying thing. But yeah, there you have it. It prints. It prints fine. So I'm not sure what else to say. It works. It gets hot. Probably a little bit too hot some places, but in general, it's okay. It's not fantastic. There's probably better units you can get for a little bit more, but this is quite cheap at like $40. So there you have it, the Sovol SH01. Like I said, I treated this like I didn't know what I was doing, and it's okay. Should you get one? That's up to you to decide, not me. I like it. I'm probably gonna have a look at that installation part. Maybe a video, maybe not. I don't know. If you want to get one of these, I have a link in the description. There's also some codes if they're still valid. And yeah, if you like the video, please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't. There's more content coming. But I've changed my scheduling thing to have no schedule. So I'm going to start uploading when I want to, not when I have to. So, see ya.